King of the Pit TV. Signing in. Indestructible by Rancid is the record we're listening to. Under the red hot moon. This entire listen through goes out to my friend Michael. Thank you, Michael. So this one's entitled Arrested in Shanghai. Yes, let me sort my volume out. I'll be back in 1 second. Alright, we're back. So at 4 minutes 11, is this the longest track on the record? It is. Let's jump in. Arrested in Shanghai. No FX style intro here.
Yeah. They sure I was guilty, but I committed no crime. They said confessions bring lenience, so they put me on the line. So I protest the massacres at the Tiananmen Square. My friend said, yo, stay away, man. You better not go fucking back there. Oh!
Fascinating. So this guy says, this song has such a strong Dylan influence. And I was going to just like jump straight into criticizing this comment. But sorry for all the yawning people. You know what? I've gone from falling asleep on the last song to having a rest and then waking up and now being tired because I've just woken up. So hold on tight, people. I was going to criticize the Dylan influence, but the phrasing and the means of doing the vocal is a little bit Dylan-esque, and I never really considered that. Like the slurry, burry, spoken wordy bits.
Watch this.
Slurry, burry, spoken wordy should be a lyric in the new Rancid number.
Would not let me write about my opinions about the state and the freedom of expression they would never tolerate, and the military secrets that I never did steal. I didn't start no violence, no, and there was nobody that I killed, no. So I had
Sky Black says this song saved my life. Imagine. I'm not gonna hate. Arrested in Shanghai saved your life.
Of all abuses of power and the memories of homeland now gone sour, and I only got one weapon. It's so plain for me to see. My only weapon I call poetry.
Come on.
And I don't even know why. The truth seems like a lie. In my cell there is no sky. When I was arrested in Shanghai. Now, in the wealth and privilege.
This guy says prophetic song. 1984, anyone? Do you know what? In 2025, I think we should stop talking about the George Orwell novel 1984. It's this perpetual state of digging your own grave. Like, the amount of people just like, we're heading to dystopia, bruh! Have you not acknowledged we've been in a dystopian hellscape for the past... since I was born, essentially. Since I was born? Although... over here in England, you'll talk to the old heads, yeah? And they'll say, you know what? Throughout my entire life, things have never been so bad. Isn't that insane? Isn't that insane? Whilst we're here on a Rancid punk rock listen through, let me just make a critical statement here. How can we continue to invest into the third world, into Africa, via charities, right, that we should be able to trust, invest into pharmaceutical development, medicinal development, right, scientific development? How can we have this constant, hey, I'm just going by what they tell me. How come everyone's paying their tax to develop these particular fields and these companies and spaces are flourishing, yet more people get cancer than ever? Poverty is worse than ever. The class divide is worse than ever, to the point where I just don't even acknowledge money no more. It's nonsense, isn't it? It's nonsense. It's like, if you got men walking on planet Earth with trillions of Great British pounds, if not dollars, worth of assets in their name as an individual, how the hell can I take money serious when people are working their arse off to pay their bills, their rent, and get out of debt? What? So when people reference 1984 and stuff, it's just like, bruh, that was what one would call a reveal of the method. That is what one would call... Don't want to get too deep into this, obviously. I don't know anything about this, by the way. I'm just speculating on things I've heard. That's called soft disclosure, right? So whereas people turn to Orwell and say, oh my God, he saw the future, he saw where we're going, we shouldn't be doing what he's... I think, low-key, that was put together to display to us our future, right? And the thing is, when it's called this whole karmic spiritual essence of revealing the method, so what happens is when really bad things happen and we're heading towards really bad things and so forth, we'll get told beforehand, right? Because those who make the decisions have a degree of spirituality within them, right? It's always spiritual. There's always another level to things. And given they tell us what they're doing before they do it, and we don't act against it, they believe that we're all in the same situation. So when they pass away and they go and speak to the Almighty or have to answer for their sins or whatever equivalent, they can say, we revealed what we were doing and everybody was complicit in what happened because nobody went out of the way to stop us and everybody knew about it. Do you see where we're coming from? There's a deeper level to things. Rancid should write about this sort of shit if they were punk rock. Trust me. Do you know what? Any punk rock band that has got something real to say, they're not getting signed. They're not getting picked up. They're not getting picked up. That's what I was talking about. I did a video not so long back on Rage Against the Machine on my other channel. Just have a little run through of their debut album. The debut album is absolutely phenomenal, isn't it? That debut is arguably one of the strongest debut albums of all time. Absolutely incredible, great writing, great music. And, you know, we're fighting against the machine, we're raging against the machine, we're speaking on historical, you know, issues and their implementation in the real world and so forth, and we're social justice, you know, we're fighting for the good people, we're fighting for the impoverished and so forth. Right. But if you started to speak about the history they don't want you to speak about, you wouldn't have got signed by the label. You wouldn't have been able to be pedestalized to the same degree you are. So there's always a limitation and a boundary set in the realm of punk rock. Do you know where I'm coming from? Do you know where I'm coming from? I'm just going to continue going on. As long as you're aggressive and anti-authoritarian and rebellious and independent, right? This medium of expression and art is always going to be a way they can place a means of capitalizing off of that energy. So instead of you taking genuine action, which is what they don't want, you transfer that aggressive energy into these live events, moshing with the people you all agree with, expressing your energy to those whom express the message you believe in and so forth, and then you go home and you believe that you're with your people, you believe you've done something, you believe you're taking action. No action's been taken. You've just relieved yourself of the aggressive impulse that was once in, which is natural, right? If you don't like punk rock, you go to a football game and you do the same thing. You participate in folks' tribal sports. Folks' tribal war, should I say. If you want to go the extra mile, a bit more aggressive, you'll become a hooligan and fight with your fellow people instead of the things that matter.
I was not
Punk Rock 101. I think Bowling for Soup wrote a song about what I was just talking about, you know?
born, but a devotion of freedom and liberty. I was sworn, so every emotion.
Put your studs on, people.
Stay controlled. Who gets paid? Who gets disciplined? And who gets rolled? So transmitter beams my coordinates anywhere on Earth, and as radio waves, surveillance, satellite burst. Open up your skull and let some knowledge come in. Yeah, crack open the cranium and let awareness begin. Oh, and I don't even know why. The truth seems like a lie. In my cell there is no sky. When I was arrested in Shanghai. When I was arrested in Shanghai. When I was arrested in Shanghai.
It was an alright change from the norm. It had a nice energy to it. Obviously, a lot of this album is Tim developing his songwriting and putting it into effect. I don't want to hear Arrested in Shanghai on a Rancid album. There's potential when they slow it down a bit that they can really create something powerful, no doubt, because they're great songwriters. They can put a good hook together. But I think they missed on that one. Arrested in Shanghai just like zapped the energy out of everything. It was so different. Like it was so different. I hate to. I'm being a bit of a critic on this record. I'm not gonna lie. I am being a bit of a critic on this record, right? But that's because the ceiling's so high. Because the other Rancid records are so good, and there's some great There's some great tunes on here. We've got Fall Back Down, Red Hot Moon. Start Now was a great number. From there, it's been a bit dry. I'm not gonna lie to you. But that one was just a great big bold showcase of we want to sell out, in my opinion. That was just like, yeah, we want to continue marketing to the punk rockers, clearly, but we do want to do other stuff, you know. We got Travis Bickle coming up next, a brief one.